Yo, yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett,
Bubba Fett, Bubba Fett, Bubba Fett.
uncensored on the internet, with episode 82 of Splinterlands 101. Joining us once again, co-hosts of the show, the finest gentleman who ever lived, Matt Clark.
Here's Matt Clark. He's one of the finest gentlemen that ever lived.
Howdy, howdy.
And the master of the Pouffet Poussey.
And Pouffet, Pousse.
Geotrix.
Here's another one. How low? Hello. How low can you go?
It's spelt differently though.
Yeah, I know, but it
Whereas
still has it, doesn't it?
hell and heel and well and wheel, it's the same letters, just with an apostrophe. For
Yeah.
those who are wondering what Geo's on, it's okay. We were talking about the English language before we started recording. Because I tutor international students in English, we have so many confusing things in English, and we were just talking about some of those before the show. Speaking of confusing, before we get into the latest proposal, which I definitely don't find confusing and have an opinion about, last week you were you were feeling negative towards the proposal, but you hadn't investigated it much. How did you end up falling with the last proposal?
Sorry, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still up in the air, to be honest. I've let it go. I don't, I guess, follow it well enough to really have enough of a. I take voting very seriously, and because I've got a lot of staked SPS, I figure if there are 10 guys that are each 10% of me and they're voting as hard as they can for something they're really passionate about, then it's kind of on me to not just go, oh, I've got a whim, click. So I'm letting this one go through to the keeper. I don't know whether it's a good thing or not.
You're abstaining.
I've read the arguments for and against, at least on the main post, and I can sort of see both sides. I don't know. I'm just letting this one go through to the keeper.
You do realize, like, staining your abs is the absolute opposite of abstaining?
It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
English.
English, yes. Yes. And moving forward onto the latest, I'm not a fan of burning the Rift Watchers. I was a fan of burning the Chaos. Maybe it's got a lot to do. I haven't really been buying Rift Watchers yet. I've got 5 unopened packs, but I've been focusing on Chaos because they're running out. And now they're throwing Rift Watchers, going, oh, we're going to get rid of Rift Watchers. Like, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
But wow, Bob, don't you want to buy more since, they're going to start burning packs and eventually you might not be able to get them. So start buying them. Just buy them, Bob.
I'm still focusing on my Chaos.
I know.
Rift Watchers is down the track. There was some guy on Splinterlands TV. I can't remember his name, but he was totally like losing his shit, talking about burning all his cards and asking people just to make him genuine offers on his deck. Like, his whole 2 hours was just mining salt. And
I love a good meltdown. That's great.
Yeah, if you have a massive dummy spit, then do it in privacy somewhere. Don't get on and or maybe he's feeling empowered by being able to use this but I think all he was doing was just like his viewers were just dropping off all the way through the show. Like, it was just, and then he was couldn't win a battle. He's playing in modern, and he's like, so RNG became a conspiracy theory. Like, everything was just against him, and I just couldn't watch it. I switched off and just put some music on.
You should have told me. I would have watched it. I love that entertainment. I love entertainment like that, man.
This is during the day though, so I figured you would have been at work or something. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, total dummy spit meltdown. And it's funny because, if it's on Splinterlands TV, he's getting paid to stream. So
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
literally ranting. He's literally ranting about his employer,
Hmm.
which is extra
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. It was yeah, it was I think he was doing himself more damage than he was just destroying himself publicly.
So was this over the Rift Watchers thing?
It was over everything. The value of his
Okay.
cards going down, the fact that he couldn't win a battle. And he was playing in modern, so no bots, and he still couldn't win a battle. He couldn't blame the bots anymore. And it was like, oh, why am I missing? Well, my speed is twice as fast as this thing, but the thing that is missing has got dodge and wings, and like
Yeah.
he was just having a complete meltdown. It's like
Right.
it was funny for a while, but then it just became annoying. So
See, that's the kind of
just,
thing where, if I'm watching that, I'm hoping that his cat is going to come and knock his coffee mug over, all over a stack of magazines and a TV remote control. Like, you just want something to even, like, the guy's already here, and then what's
Tip him.
going to tip him over? Yeah, Gio knows what's up.
Oh yeah.
and it's like constantly he was going, always going, what the F and F this and whatever.
Oh wow!
And
Well, you're not allowed to swear on.
but saying F, like the letter F, which is complaining about the fact that he can only say F and he can't say what he wants to say, and it was just a meltdown, complete meltdown.
That's good.
So I'm guessing he probably won't be back on. Ron would spit the
Twitch.
dummy, I think, if he saw that episode today.
Someone will have tapped him on the shoulder.
Pre-recordings, Twitch. Do you remember what day and time?
Well, it's today. Would have
Yeah,
been
awesome.
late
Okay.
this afternoon. He's got like a Spanish accent, but he's not Spanish. And maybe he's from Spain. But he's definitely not Latino. Long hair. I will investigate in the break. And
Yeah.
There might be a gap in the roster. Then you put your hand up, Bob.
I still haven't got a handle on streaming. Like, OBS just doesn't like me. And I'm one of those people. I'm not going to go on and look like a complete amateur, like
Bob,
we
most
do here.
people on there look like amateurs. All right, they don't have a setup. They don't have that. So I think you're already worlds ahead.
Yeah, but I want to have like a background sorted. I want to know where my stuff is on the screen. I want to know, because like, for example, when one streamer switches from one to the other, I need to massively increase or decrease my volume because their microphone settings or like,
True.
so I might have one guy, my volume is on like 30, and then the next guy comes on, I've got to turn my volume down to 12. And yeah, but
Maybe
yeah,
You're a smart cookie. You take your 1 or 2 episodes to get a handle on it, and then you're good to go.
Well, I don't know. What am I going to do
Anyway,
for 2 hours? Just battle? I don't know. I think there's enough people doing that already.
You're so entertaining, man. You can speak about whatever you want, the game and whatever, like. Yeah.
Anyway, no pressure. Just throwing it out there as an option.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it is Splinterlands TV, so I can't really get on and talk about the scamdemic and the New World Order and Tartara and tyranny and the flat Earth. Someone would be tapping me on the shoulder. Go, this is Splinterlands TV. You could at least play a game or something.
Viewers won't know that we have to edit 4 hours out of every episode. That's just Bob talking about free energy from the ether.
Bob Soapbox.
We have to trim the show down to.
Are you kidding me,
I still have the distinct privilege of being the only guest to date on the People's Guild who had their episode pulled from YouTube.
Oh man, that's just so entertaining to me, Anyway, let's move on. The Rift Watchers burning proposal. I think there is a time and place for that. This is what I think. But at the moment, Yeah, I don't feel the urgency. I know people want to get, you know, to peg and all that. I get that. They want DEC to peg. But at least like do it before another pack set comes out. Yeah, like yeah, right.
I think land is gonna uh,
Hmm.
really. I think land is gonna fit the bill as far as deck, demand goes, and so yeah, things like this I think might be overkill. I get where Matt's coming from, where this is the direction he wants to go, and I think
Absolutely.
Aggie said the same thing. For future editions, it is they want to do right. This is going to be there are going to be X number of packs, or the packs are going to be available until June 7th, whichever comes first. They either sell out or they're available, or they stop on June 7th, and that way
Yeah.
there's far more certainty for everybody. Where you definitely, if they're popular, then yeah, okay, there's going to be more maybe than you thought there were going to be. And if they're not popular, then at least we know that they're definitely going to be off the market, off the first, the primary market, um, from the outset at this particular date. So I see a lot of reason to be keen for that, but I also see a lot of reason not to change things now for Rift Watchers like we did with Chaos Legion.
Yeah, I was
So
watching a
I'd be
stream.
broadly opposed, but I'm very reluctant to vote against Jabba.
Yeah,
Like that's just not my style. So I'll vote yes on this, even though I don't,
yeah.
personally I think it's a bad call. I support Jabba too much, too thoroughly.
Yeah. Rick the Mountain was talking about it on his stream recently, and he made that suggestion like when a pack is released, at the time of release, give it an end date. Like these packs will be available for this amount of time, but
Mm.
you announce that when you release them, not half, already through, and all of a sudden you go, guess what? We're going to burn them. Like, yeah, I think that's a little bit on the unprofessional side. I know when Matt was on the show, and he said, like, crossing the desert, you come across the mountain, and go, no, we're not going to go around. We decided we're going this way. We've learned along the way,
True.
but
Yeah.
and I was of that view with the chaos because they have dragged on. But I think the reason I'm feeling the way I am with Rift Watches is just I haven't been buying Rift Watches because, like, in the back of my head, I've got, there's plenty of time later. And I've got, and it's just too much on at the moment
Yeah.
as far as like people need DEC, they need cards, they need SPS, and now like who can afford to be buying Rift Watcher packs right now? And they want to start burning them. It's just too much.
Yeah. Well, I'm like I don't mind either way, right? Even though I am against it, like I'm pretty happy with where my riff is at, right? Like I'm okay. I have cards from there to the levels where I want them. Yeah, so it's all good, but I'm still against it. So yeah, I've just voted against it because because it looks like it's passing. So I was like, yeah, my insignificant vote might not change anything anyway. So I'm just gonna downvote it.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know who looks at the list of people voting for and against, and potentially will follow your vote too. That's the thing where if somebody really trusts your judgment for whatever reason, Bob, I'm talking to you. Obviously, I wouldn't be saying this to Geo, but if somebody trusts your judgment, if that ever came up, you never know. They look at your vote and go, "Oh, if he likes it, well, he's never steered me wrong in the past." Again, talking to Bob, he's never steered me wrong in the past.
But I thought you were going
let's go with
somewhere
that.
else with that. Like, you never know who's looking at lists, seeing who's voting what. And I was voting and
Yeah.
send the boys over.
yeah, yeah. Or vote the opposite to him. Oh, I hate that guy. He wants yes. All right, it's going to be no from me. Yeah, and people vote for the pettiest of reasons too, which is just terrible. I mean, there's guys with $50,000, $60,000 in this game, and yet they'll vote against the long-term interest of the game because they hate the guy that's pushed the proposal. And it's like, really, are you that tied up in your own ego that anyway? I don't know. Human nature, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, Rift Watcher packs that are bought, that money is going to the DAO already.
Yeah.
So, like, what is to be gained from this burning? Like,
What's the
you
urgency?
can, if you want to burn them to get on with the next deck, that's fine, but don't use the Dow as an excuse because it's not. The Dow benefits either way. So, yeah, just not a fan of this one.
I do plan on stacking some Rift Watcher cards. I've got one Rift Watcher card and no packs. That's how bad I am. But I do plan on grabbing some Rift Watcher cards. But I also I just grab single cards.
Key levels, man.
The few that I want, that I want at specific specific cards, and just let the others go by the wayside. It's just been, for me, it's been too long a bear where everything I've got I've just invested back into SPS, and that's been my sole primary focus. And yeah, maybe with land surfing, guys are doing a whole lot of stuff on my land, and I'll just get massive amounts of money coming in, and then there might be guys dumping their Rift Watcher cards to buy land plots or just for the DEC for land or whatever else. If the bargains are still there, then I'll jump on them then when I've got the income to support it. But otherwise, I'm just gonna have to let the Rift Watchers go through to the keeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got 1K Hive just hanging there waiting for another dip in SPS. And a couple of days ago, it went down to 2.2, which is where I bought originally. And I thought, I want it to go less than 2.2 so I can average out my so I've got a better buy rate type thing. So I thought I'll wait for hopefully it'll go down to 20, or even at 21 I'll think about it, but at 20 I will definitely buy. And today it went back up to 2.3, so I still got my Hive sitting there. I just want a little dip just for a couple of days, just long enough for me to buy in again.
I guess it depends what Hive does as well, right?
Yeah, that's the point,
Hive's
because
not
Hive has
USD,
been
so
going.
Hive's up
Hive's gone down
2%
from
in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it went up to 37. What is it doing at the moment? 37 and a half, I think it. Okay, so it's actually gone down to then, because it went up to 37 and a half 2 or 3 days ago.
It is all over the place on the chart. It's so volatile.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. It's so volatile and choppy on the 24-hour chart. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat.
357 at the moment.
But
357.
DEC's doing good.
What is?
Sorry, Gio?
The DEC seems to be like, handling itself pretty well. It's at 0.8 cents, isn't it? The 0 point. It's at 8.
Okay.
I don't know how to count that, but yeah.
That's all right.
I don't know.
Good.
0.8. Yeah. I don't know.
Desoshi.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's up 3%.
8 Desoshis.
Yes.
It's nearly 881.
Yeah, that's good. And I know
It's just
why.
81% of peg, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Actually,
true.
it's 8 decimal places. That would be a Desoshi, wouldn't it? I think we should push that for the Desoshi.
I've seen this. Well, I know why SPS isn't dropping, because Bob, they know you want to buy in.
Yeah. Like I said,
That's the real reason.
I'm cursed that way. I'm the only person in the crypto space who makes a massive effect on the market who isn't a whale. The market responds massively to what I do. Massively. It's the wrong way. But yeah, I think I could actually sell my professional services. Like someone wants to buy into something, they can pay me to buy first. So it actually goes down so that they can buy, or I'll sell first so the price goes up so that they can sell. Yeah, I guess you call that the opposite of a strange attractor in chaos theory. Like the strange attractor is supposed to be a positive force, but I'm a negative strange. It's ironic, but it happens every time.
Yeah, it happens real often.
Actually, the opposite of,
let me know.
strange
Maybe
attractor would be a strange reflector, wouldn't it?
That could be a new
Strange.
ability.
Strange rejector.
My reflector, my superpower.
Yeah.
Satenshi instead of Satoshi. Like 10 Satoshis would be a Satenshi. Because you could have a Satanshi as well, which is like 100 or 1,000 Satoshis.
I've heard people say splintoshis.
Yeah, Splintoshis are, Aggie talks about Splintoshis. In what context now?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand it at all, but yeah, I've heard it being used.
Yeah.
So it comes from Satoshi, which because
Well,
nowadays 1 Bitcoin is like, I want to buy an Apple, please. Yeah, that'll be 0.0000001
Right.
Bitcoins. So rather than a 0.00001 of a Bitcoin, you say that'll be 1 Satoshi or that'll be 2 Satoshis.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Aggie uses it in terms of dark energy crystals, like, it's at 900 Splintoshis, for example. Like, when we get to 1,000 Splintoshis, then we're at peg, I think.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't
I-
know. Yeah.
I've
No
definitely heard
idea.
Aggie say it before, but I don't think it's a formal definition of anything at all.
I don't play this game or the crypto market with math in mind. I'm not gonna lie. I just do what I feel is good, and that's it.
Probably for the best. I remember a survey so long ago when they were designing Steam Monsters. And I remember Yabba put out a post and he said, was it Yabba? It might have been Aggie. They put out a post and they said, would you rather see high numbers for the stats? So this card does 5,000 damage and he has 3,800 health and he moves at 650 speed, right? Lots of basically big numbers, but then we can get a lot of like variability in there.
It sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, or do you want it to be basically just single, maybe double-digit numbers that are much simpler but look less impressive, and maybe give us a little less scope for variability because there's not much difference between, what would have been 680 versus 700. Now they're just both 7 cards that are 7, right? You're not going to decimal places or anything like that. And I remember them putting that survey out, and I remember thinking that the thousands would be better because it's more granular. You can really, see, compare, and all of that. But for whatever reason, the simpler numbers won out, and that's what we've got. Which obviously I'm happy about now. Like, it makes more sense to me now. But I hadn't played any games like this before, so I didn't know what was, I just assumed more information is better. But sometimes simplicity is its own reward. And here's you years later, Geo, going, yeah, I'm not here to do maths, man. Yeah, fair enough. Yep, the bigger numbers might have been
just having that 6 in a little circle. Imagine it's like 614 or something. It'd be like on a mobile app going, what is this guy's speed?
Yeah.
I mean, I would get the whole high number thing if it was all automated, which it would be. Like, it makes sense. Like, I attack for 3,800 attack, and you have 6,500 life points. Subtract 3,800 from. Yeah, right. Like, that's literally Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I get that, but yeah, it makes sense. It does. But yeah, it's a bit more. It's too much. It's just. Simple's good. Simple's real good, and they've done simple, I think, pretty well. The economic side of things, well, that can be simple, or it could be like me, no maths involved, or it could be like brain games, which are like, yeah, okay, I'll leave that to the ones who know what they're doing. It's cool. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's funny. I find it funny that there are guys with holdings that are like 1% of mine, but they got 4 spreadsheets. I have 0 spreadsheets. I just I think this looks good. Maybe this sounds, I don't know. I'm just going off whims. But yeah, some other guys are like right into the numbers. Yeah.
They're crunching, man. They're crunching.
Polizor loves his spreadsheets.
It's a game. Yeah, he does. He's not on the Neil level, I don't think, but he does love him.
Respect.
Actually, on the results, I know I shared with you guys on the server, but just for something positive, my end of season
Mm,
chests. This is one of the best pulls I've had in a long time. 3 gold for Izias. Gotta love that. 3 packs.
That's insane.
Loving that too.
that is,
And a Gladius pack. So yeah,
that. So is 3 gold foils maxed out?
no.
Okay.
That's level 3, I think.
Okay. So you need what, 4, 5? How many? I forget.
I don't remember. What is he?
It's a
Life.
legendary life.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Like, so need 4
4.
cards.
Okay. That's the one card I really want at level 3, and I only have like 1 or 2 of him. I think one.
Yeah, he's
Very,
devastating.
very jelly, indeed.
So I just need 1 more.
Yeah.
And
Best
I'll
of
have
luck.
that'll be my first maxed soulbound.
Cool. That would be cool.
You know what's going to happen, Bob? You're going to play for another 5 years, and you're never going to get another gold Izzy.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
else will have them. The game will be long forgotten. The last developer will have walked out. The moon will crash into
Yeah.
the earth, and they'll both crash into the sun, and you won't have your 4th Izzy.
It's
I've
so
got
hard to
some
get.
level 7s. I think a level 7 is the highest I have so far in Soulbound. I've got a few 7s.
That's good. How about you, Matt? What's your?
I don't really have much. I was hitting that Drysabone. It's a coastal sentry, Drybone Raider.
Yes.
I got her really solid and coastal sentry up to level 8.
Nice.
As far as but then it's like I'm not actually beyond that. I haven't had any gold coastal sentries for a long time, so
Well,
I do use her a lot.
it's quite impressive since you're not botting as well, and you haven't
Oh
been.
yeah, no, I've
So
not bought it at all.
at the rate at which you're still getting these cards and what levels they're at, I think it's a really good effort.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Still only have
Yep.
one single BCX Drybone Raider, and I only got that like a couple of weeks ago, my first one. So
Yep.
Which one's the Drybone Raider again? Is that the one that attacks twice with ranged and melee?
I'm not sure. I've got the. Is that the one I was just talking about? Drybone Raider?
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, I go off the pictures rather than the
Yeah.
rather than the names. Yeah, I think it was.
so maxed,
where is it? That's the one.
double strike, shatter, and cripple.
Yep.
Yeah. I need 2 more to max out.
Really?
Yeah. Regular foil, mind you.
Yeah. I've got like 1 single BCX regular file. How did you get so many?
Well, how did you get your Izia? Right? So yeah.
Your number comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Great.
it's just compensation for successive RNG failures. It's just RNG
pretty
gods
nuts,
just
though, Bob.
felt sorry for me. It's
That is
like,
a
okay,
great
we got to give this guy something. I mean, look what we've been doing to him for the last year. We've got to do something for this poor guy.
RNG. Beautiful. I love it. The greatest invention.
What's your maxed soulbound so far, Gio?
9.
9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Who's
nowhere
that?
near that.
Coastal Sentry.
Century.
The
She's
from
good.
blue, the one who attacks twice.
Yeah. I remember for ages I was complaining to you guys all the time because I just wasn't getting coastal sentries, but I've been getting a bunch of them lately. Oh, actually, mine's I've got a level 8. So this would be the only card I have at level 8 is now Coastal Century. And for ages, I just wasn't getting any at all.
It's funny how that happens, really. Like
Yeah.
there's cards that I haven't been getting for a while. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, Coastal Century at level 8 is my best as far as I can see. As for for the soulbound rewards, I got a gold Terracious Grunt at level 7. That's pretty cool. I've been getting a lot of those. Madcap Magus is 4. Terracious Hulk is nowhere. Imperial Knights at 7. Drybone Barbarians at 7, nearly 8.
Cool.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, I'm just the RNG's kind of leveled out now, and I'm just kind of a lot of these I don't have really much of at all.
And then we've got a Terracious Hulk.
I have 1. Or was it 2?
I have a level 8 gold foil.
A level 8
Are
gold
you
for Terracious
serious?
Hulk.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
Grunt.
legendary, man.
Sorry. Terracious Grunt.
You got a level 8 gold foil legendary. Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a gold foil level 6 Terracious Grunt, but my regular foil's level 7.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Hulk, I mean, he's a lot of mana, but he's great in reverse speed because even like maxed out, he still only has 1 speed
I don't have one at all.
at all.
Yeah. Not on Pufe anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's one thing you got on me.
Yeah,
So
and Void Armor too.
Taunt, reverse speed, demoralize, void armor, absolute beast. But you need that specific rule set. You need reverse speed. It's got to be a lot of mana available. But that happens. Like same with Jared. Like there's not a lot of opportunities. But when his rule set comes up, he's an absolute beast.
I like him in opportunity.
And melee mayhem as well.
I bought 4 of him for land because he's just such a good card and he's got like such a low supply compared to the other reward cards. Because that set of rewards weren't out for long as long as like the other ones. So yeah.
What is he going for at the moment?
Last I got him for was 11 maxed out.
Wow. That's nuts. That's so cheap.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting. Where are we?
Yeah, how much are they now? Have a look.
So
$2
regular foil is
BCX, $2.13.
Yep, $2.13. Max it for $20 to max Jared Scar now. $20.32 in regular.
Winning.
Yeah, you've doubled your money there. And $200 to max him in gold.
Shit.
And there are no maxed Jareds on the market. A level 3 is the best you can do at the moment in a regular foil for Jared.
Yep. And before too long, it doesn't take long before you're up at $5 USD per BCX.
Card liquidity has dwindled on the market by a lot lately in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, someone's saying there's only enough Heatsmiths to like max 2 or 3 of them listed on the market. That's nuts.
And
wow.
I bought Countess Sanash. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4 of those as well for land.
Yep, and you're on 6 plots, aren't you, Gio? I remember when you had 2, and we talked you into getting a 3rd because it was like
But it was mostly because of you. Like you're like, here you go, have a plot or 2, and then you're like, oh, here you go, have some totems. Like I was like, now I have to. So I feel like you actually doing that to people like promotes them to build upon that, right?
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it, and I think your plan works because it worked for me clearly.
Yeah,
that's another thing on the list, isn't it? Plots, SPS, DC cards. and now they want to burn Rift Watchers. It's like it's too much. It's like there's only so much to go around. Like
I
I
love
think
it.
yeah. So yeah, some people have a whole lot to move $200, $300, $400 a week into the game, and they might be reasonably new with not a heap of the older cards, whereas others possibly have larger collections that on paper are worth quite a lot, but maybe they're not necessarily good to play with in Wild or in Modern. And so it's interesting with things like Rift Watchers, where I think there's the idea that if you're a Silver League player, then you should, if you chip in say $50 a fortnight, you should be able to keep up as a Silver League player. But I think what might have happened for a lot of people is over time you start creeping up. You got your rewards cards, you got that, and you start playing in gold, and then you start playing in diamond. But a new edition comes out, and if you don't have a lot of money to throw at this game, and then there's a new edition, it's like, well, how am I going to get enough of all of these cards to combine to play up to the high level that I'm playing now? Because you've crept yourself up to, over time
Yeah.
with savings and income and all that, rental income or whatever, and then eventually you find that you've kind of outgrown your ability to keep up at the level that you're currently playing at.
100%.
And that's where Bob, you're saying, oh, I can't keep up with Rift Watchers now, and they're going to take it away, and I was planning to buy over the next year, but in that next year there might be 2 more editions and 1 mini edition and all of that, and it's like I can't keep up. And yeah, if you don't have a lot of income to throw at the game, then, and I've put nothing in for a long time, but I've been using, obviously I'm big enough that I get earnings that I can reinvest. But even myself, like I say, I got one Rift Watchers card and 0 packs. It's easy to get caught behind. I almost think, I've said from the start, if you're going to chase a card, max it. But then that kind of leaves you having to max future cards to play in that, level. So, and that's where I just, that's part of the reason that I say I'm just going to pick some Rift Watchers cards and max them. And I don't want any partially combined or whatever else. And unless I'm actually buying enough Rift Watchers packs to max everything, to open them and max everything, I'd rather just focus on a few. Even if I only end up with 2 or 3 cards from that edition, there'll be cards that I really want that fill gaps in my deck.
Another thing too with burning Rift Watchers is they just recently allowed you to buy them with DEC rather than with SPS. So it's like, give people a chance now that you're letting them buy with deck to actually buy some. So yeah, it just blew me away, like that came out so soon.
I did what Matt did. I just looked at the cards that I really think would be a great add-on to the Chaos Legion set, which I think is an awesome just base starter, right? Like it's awesome. Like it competes like at high level, right? And yeah, I just chose, okay, this will go with this technique, with this splinter. All right, well, what about this card? So yeah, I'm just selectively choosing what I think goes well with the rest of it to complement Chaos Legion and reward cards.
And something that I tend to look at as well is there's going to be new rule sets that come out, right? And every now and then a rule set will come out and it will make a previous ability or a combination of 2 abilities extra potent, right? And when that happens, I don't want to have burned all of my dry powder on buying packs.
Yeah,
I want to have already maxed out 2 or 3 cards from that edition. But then if there's a Rift Watchers card that benefits from a new rule set, I'll wake up one morning and go, oh, there's an announcement here from Yabba. Oh, they're bringing in this new rule set. Oh, it does this. Oh, hang on. Let's have a think. This is going to be really good for this card that has this particular ability, which was okay before. But in this rule set, it's going to absolutely rock. Now let's dive on that, right? And so that's why a bit of dry powder is really good. And I've used this example before, but when Equalizer came out, I was immediately stocking up on Vampires and Enchanted Defenders, because why not? They're the cards with 1 health. They're the ones that are most going to benefit from from that. So and they responded quite well, probably from other guys doing what I was doing, and that's where I think knowing the meta really well and having enough dry powder to buy an impactful amount of those cards when that ability becomes, the new in thing for the new rule set. That's another thing, because you're talking about you want these cards, Bob, but they'll be on the market a lot longer than the packs are, right? You can still buy for reasonable prices untamed cards, for example, reasonable-ish. So yeah, I'm more about buying the cards, at least this time around. We'll see the next major set how heavy I go into that, but probably end up buying packs again.
In a weird way, now that the SPS requirements are here, and it's made me want to go into gold because of of my earnings and what I can earn in gold, which I love gold anyway. It's not a big drawback for me. And yeah, I guess now because I am in gold, it's like, all right, it's sort of dropped the bar a bit, So it's like now I don't have to max out. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna get gold level. Like it feels kind like in a way, it feels kind of good, right? It's like, okay, and now I don't have to pay as much. So yeah, it's good. I like it.
The problem is your SPS is going to start creeping up. Your staked XPS will creep up to the point where you go, actually, I could do all right in Diamond now, but now I've got 4 editions where I don't have the cards for it anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, I got like 60 something thousand myself, and Keoki's delegated like 23k to me with like no, like there's no thing there, he's like, here you go. I'm like, dude, like, do you want anything for this ongoingly? He's like, no, man. I'm like, it's just spare. It's like, what? I was like, oh, dude, thank you. And it's like now I have the ability to go into tournaments, and
he's such a good dude. I wish he'd come on the show.
Like randomly, he would
On
be
his
like,
case
hey,
again,
how
'cause
are you?
he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to show his face because I know he's camera shy. But just remind him he doesn't have to show his face.
He's not ugly. I've seen a picture of him. He's a good-looking dude. Like he's, he shouldn't have any. But yeah, maybe just privacy thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
At least invite him to the server, like so he can hang out in the server.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I've noticed the more tech-savvy dudes, they usually don't like to show themselves. Like they just don't. Like I've noticed that even Potato, my friend, you couldn't get him onto this because he's just like in his mind, he's like, oh nah, like no, not happening.
I wonder if I can
All
just
part
drag
of
him
that
into a
coding hacker sort of culture, isn't it? Right.
I think so. Yeah.
I wonder if I can just drag him in so he doesn't have any choice. Just like, by the way, you're in this server now. Anyway, I'm saying.
Yeah, no, he's really helpful, and every time he updates his site, which is Splinter Stats, he's like, hey, here you go, and it's like it's so good because like I use that to evaluate cards, like how good they are ranked in that league and wherever.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I want to buy this, or I want to buy more of this, because the win rate and percentages are like so good. Yeah, and every time he's he's like, hey, I've updated it. Have a look. I'm like, yeah, sweet. Thanks.
Yeah. So it's splinterstats.net, and he's got season report card, battle data, rewards cards, which is the print rate of all the different rewards cards, which is cool. A lot of people use that. Cards by league cap, the rich list, and the splitter bytes. So he's actually got the list of all the little nuggets of information that pop up when you. So if there's ever something that you're like, oh, I got halfway through reading that and now I can't find it, that's where you can find it. I like the rich list. I like having fun in there, having a look. Whatever I have a lot of, I'm like, oh, what's going on here? I did check the region claims. So this is not people who own a region, it's people who haven't claimed their region yet. So if they still own the claim and they haven't redeemed it, there are two regions unredeemed that still exist as tokens and aren't actually situated on the map anywhere.
I wonder if they're waiting or they're just not around anymore for whatever reason.
That's the problem with crypto, right? You just there's no follow-up, there's no way to know. 19, 21, and between 4 and 30. Yeah, so there's about 52, 53 tracts that are still claims and haven't been actually situated on a map anywhere, and plots will be a lot more, I'm guessing. SL Wax has 1,000 plots. SL Hive has 427. There's still people. Crypto Eater's got 70 that aren't yet on a situated. Yabba's got 64. That's interesting. Jarvie has 46. Asgarth has 40. I wonder if these have just been forgotten, because these aren't attracting SPS airdrops either. They're
No.
just sitting there.
Yeah.
And
They might want them in a particular
Yeah.
place.
where they really want them right at the tail end.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with 5, 6, 7, up to 10 plots unredeemed. But yeah, it's around that. Okay. There's a lot of familiar names there. Okay. And then let me see where I am on staked SPS rich list. Let me have a
You're
little
up
bit
I
there.
of
haven't found you yet. I'm
a
down to
brag.
90. I still haven't found you.
On the staked SPS rich list?
He's top
Yeah.
10, right?
What?
No, I'm not. No. Michael B he's
Oh,
4.4 mil. That's
you're
nice.
you're number 27. I see you.
Yeah, I'm number 27. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
2.8.
Yeah.
2811. So just under Monster Veritas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun. It's always fun to go through there and see how you're competing with others.
How you fare.
Yeah, who's sitting on Chaos Legion packs?
So
So
Null is at number 6.
Null has 2.5 million Chaos Legion packs. So they're packs that have been burned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, there's some big. Crypto Eater's got 57,000 Chaos Legion packs.
Wow.
That's nuts. Trading Ideas has 102,000.
Are they unopened? Or that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
he's got
Yep, they're just sitting there.
57,000 unopened Chaos Legion packs.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and there's people with more, but he's the only name I recognise and have spoken to. He's a good dude. I played snooker with him for a couple of hours. Trading Ideas, yeah, that's nuts. Now I'm like, who's got alpha packs? What are the who's still holding alpha packs? Who's the diamond hand? So Null has 1,600, SL Hive, SZFT. I'm not sure what that is. David Ding, 210. Lost My Keys has 200 alpha packs. That's funny. Mansa has 142.
Bog
Gold matters.
Bottom. Never even heard of him. Cryptomancer's up there.
Byzantinist.
But how
Quite a
crazy is
few
that?
people with 10.
Like, not actually everyone who on that list hasn't got like, okay, besides like maybe
Not
SL
crazy
Hive.
amounts.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not.
Yeah. And Neil.cards has one. I reckon there's a lot of people that just want to have one unopened pack of each type, of each edition, just to have it.
True.
Well, that's like me now with I'm going for 10. 10 of
Yeah.
each. But not as
10
far
alpha
back.
is going to be a bit of a
Obviously.
stretch, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what are alpha packs going for? Let me have a look.
Probably $40,
See what
$50.
Yeah, they weren't cheap last I checked. Hit me. Like Carl Barron, that sketch I was talking about. They're not cheap. What you been up to? Oh, not much. Yeah, $47.20 was the last price for alpha.
There you go.
Well, that's considering they were up to like 150.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And you look at that and think, well, what are the odds they ever get down this low again? Like hype cycle, they could triple real easy. They're running at a third of their all-time high.
Yeah. And the more people who open, the less actual packs unopened, you know.
Yep.
138
crunch.
highs is the cheapest alpha pack.
Yeah, that real crunch can't be too far off. But if you bought 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then you're out to 150 hive. If you buy another 10, you've bought everything. So it's like 20 for sale, something like that. and then that's it. What happens then? I'm sure there's people who are hodling who would list for slightly more, but they're not listing them now, which is funny too, because they're not attracting an SPS drop or anything like that at the moment. They're just holding them. So if they were willing to sell, they'd just put them on the market. Surely it might be at an outlandish price, but why not just leave them listed?
And the
Interesting.
difference too between like at the top 138 hive, when you get down
Yep.
to the bottom one, 163 hive. So from 138 to 163, by the time you get to the bottom, the amount you're spending is going up a bit there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's still nowhere near the previous all-time highs that you're talking about of $100+. Because
Yeah,
that'd be
not yet.
270 odd. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
not yet.
Let's look at some other
The last one it was
prices.
bought was on the 18th of July, and they paid 132 hive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Untamed is $18.70
oh, that's good.
for a pack. Untamed were only $2 originally, I think.
I
That's how
have an
much you
untamed.
owe the other.
Yeah.
I won an untamed pack on Splinterlands TV from when Yabba gave away his all the rewards from that. Yeah.
Orbs are nearly $30, $29.20. What about dice? SL dice.
3 dice.
24.56. Interesting. Beta. 23.14 for beta. Good fun.
I've
Should
got
we battle before we run out of time?
untamed, 3 dice, 10 chaos, and 5 rift watches.
We haven't spoken
Nice.
about the formats yet. Like, what's our thoughts and all that on
Still too
modern?
early.
You mean with the
okay.
bot ban?
Yeah, I reckon it's awesome. I find that a lot more people just looking into the chats and all that. People seem happier. And yeah,
I
that's what
am.
I've noticed.
I'm
Yeah.
finding it easier to win in wild because I'm facing up against a lot of bots that only have modern cards. They don't have
Mhm.
that full depth, and they're playing as if they were playing against modern decks, right? Because a lot of my cards they've not been coded to anticipate. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm finding wins are easier just the last couple of days since it happened in sort of Gold 1 wild.
Awesome.
And I'm seeing a lot of account names that don't look familiar at all, right? It's been a few years. So I tend to see the same account names over and over again. But the ones I've seen recently have been very bottish, with the word and then just a series of numbers behind it, So
Hamster
yeah, I'm happy
100,
with that.
Hamster 101, Hamster 102,
Yeah,
Hamster 103.
exactly. I don't mind I don't mind winning over and over again against bots. That's Ding is a big one. Ding 3327. Ding 999, Ding 3325. I'd not seen any Ding at all until the ban. But when you're looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, that's all modern cards, all modern cards.
Well, good
half
thing
of
you
my
haven't.
battles, half of my battles in the bronze on my bronze accounts are all against hamsters. So I don't know how many, and they're all 3-digit numbers. So I don't know how many hamster accounts there are.
Well, you may have, you might be facing those dings, but you haven't been facing the dongs yet.
No, and you really should face the dongs. You don't want to turn your back on them.
Isn't that a turkey slap facing the dongs?
Oh, it's great.
Bless their cotton ones.
Let's battle.
All right,
Yeah, let's do it.
Send me an invite.
Matt, you can send Bob one first.
All right, let's have a look here. Just Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real Brawls at the team submission stage now.
Yeah, mine just qualified as well. I just got the pop up as well that it's
Yeah.
Challenge. And do you want to go gold?
Yeah.
No, go diamond because I'm having to play gold because of my SPS staking. So I've got all those cards that I maxed out that I can't take
Yeah.
advantage of anymore.
No, that's cool. Well, you can take advantage of me. Sent. And we have odd ones out, equalizer and noxious fumes. 48 mana. Everything's available except earth.
Wow. Okay. Ooh, you're gonna be thinking a bit. A lot. The noxious fume. Equalizer. And how much mana?
48.
Oh, well, that is decent.
All right.
Nice. Nice. That was quick. I'm already sort of seeing a combo in my head too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equalizer, you've got to really focus your firepower, I find.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to half kill all of his different cards. So you got to really focus.
Mhm. Yeah, and you wouldn't want to hit more martyrs than than necessary.
That's true.
Uh,
That's absolutely true.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I tell you, not having Earth in there is a big impediment because martyrs and cube and there's so much fun to be had.
And Korra
I got-
with immunity.
Yeah, you're right. If you had Quora at level 3, too soon, man. Too soon. Mine's still at level 2.
Not for me.
Yeah, no.
I need 2 more Coras to get to level 3. I need 2 more.
I don't think Matt wants to hear that right now.
Nah, I've literally just got enough to get to level 2. I don't have any. My road to level 3 has only just begun.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you though, I had fun with it was a resurrect rule set, and I got a last stand flesh golem with 4 martyrs on him. It was so good
Wow.
because he just had a martyr each side, and they each were killed and
Yeah.
resurrected.
Yeah,
and
that's
killed again.
That's amazing.
Just brutal. 11 damage, 11 speed, and just kept healing himself up again. It's just so good. And we've got Curl, Agor Longtail. Oh, gee, Bob. What are you doing to me, Bob?
That's the one you're
Where's all
gonna
your
get, I think.
scavenge? You're such a huge fan of scavenge. You've got an obnoxious rule set, the perfect opportunity, and you've got no scavenge in your hand at all.
Yeah, but the scavenge, I wanted to work the snipe, right? I wanted to just hit you really hard with multi-snipe. So I've got 4 snipe cards, and then I have a resurrect to bring back whoever dies first, to bring them back from the dead without noxious fumes affecting them anymore. And also that Adelaide is got immunity as well, so she won't be dying,
Yeah.
and one of her friends will be resurrected without noxious fumes as well. So depends who that is, but I'm thinking if I can chop through your health on your what's his face, Jin Murat, early on, that'd be great. He does have, what's that, giant? Is it giant killer?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a problem because my big fella there, man, Uriel is
Uriel.
he's I think he's 11 or 12 now.
11, yeah.
And
Yeah,
Bob
so
has
he's gonna,
taunt.
yeah. Yes, yeah. So I've got to cut through the Agor Longtail first, but depending on who kills him, and the other thing is too, like, I don't know, Bob, that you've really allowed much for noxious fumes. You've got a 1 resurrect there, which is good.
And
But I think
scavenge, yeah.
and scavenge. I kind of feel like I've taken more
Well, I discovered
consideration for
too
noxious
late
fumes.
that all of my dragon and death, because I went death even though I never actually. Oh yeah, I did play death. All of my dragon and death immunity cards must be even because I
Yeah,
didn't have a single one in odd. I had Almo, but my Almo's too low to be of any benefit here.
yeah. So
I think Matt has it.
I think I have it. Unless your Agor Longtail does a lot of dodging. He heals himself, but that's only one healer, not two. I can just see your. Yeah, I don't know. Let's play. I think I have it, but
And if
I wouldn't be
If I
surprised
can
if
get rid of
you pulled something out.
if I can get rid of Uriel quick, then I should just slice through everyone else.
Yeah,
well, if
yeah.
dwarf stuns your Agor,
Those
you
misses aren't
can't
going to
heal
help.
him.
Stunned.
Yeah, and so as well as that, like your Jin Murat can hit really hard, but I've got a bit of repair there from the boatman to fix the armor. So it depends who's hitting
Bloodlust.
him and when. But
Oh, that's brutal, Bloodlust, man.
Oh no, Agor got taken out with redemption after getting resurrected,
yeah,
healed of poison. Oh no, my Jin's going down fast. And I still haven't gotten rid of Uriel. I've got no chance.
And stun. Yeah.
Katie's just going to bloodlust herself now.
And your two back
Yeah.
cards aren't really doing anything
No,
either.
no, I was hoping for a bit of sneak there with on the Chaos Agent.
I don't know anyone who uses sneak in noxious.
No, all over Red Rover.
No.
Good game, Bob.
All right.
I think-
on that.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
got time for
I think
one
you-
more, so you guys should do it.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll just do the same one pretty much.
You want to send
5
Angio?
minutes. Yeah, I'm sending right now. We'll do this quick and swiftly. That's the plan.
All right. So we have close range. Everyone has armor, and everyone has magic reflect. It's 35 mana, and again, no earth. So this is just this whole evening is just up yours, Matt. No earth. All right. Good to know.
Magic reflect. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to use magic. I don't really. I mean, I do, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
So
We'll
we're
figure
going to pull in
something
a quicks there then, anticipating that Matt won't want to play Magic either.
possible. Possible. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. That's the spirit.
Anything's possible. So it's only 35 mana as well. Like it's
Right.
not.
I
It's not
mean,
a crazy amount.
I am lodged. I won't say submitted. I'm lodged.
I'll
Have
be lodging.
entered.
I'll be lodging, just not right now.
Watch out here, I come.
All right, I'm lodged.
The
I
Lodger
will.
Ouch.
versus the
Ouch.
Lodger.
That is a.
Let me
That is
share
a-
screen. Better do that.
We have We have a shared affinity for Bakjira.
Yeah,
We've both gone with Bakjira.
we have. How much
You
time
could
do
say
we
we
have?
have.
8 minutes.
You could say
Okay.
we have a bacterial infection.
I'm just going to play because it's diamond and there's a
Yeah,
lot of
let's do
rule
it.
sets. And we don't
Let's
have
do
much
it.
time.
I think you're gonna win.
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty scared of all your cards that you got going.
Yeah, I'm scared of all your trample. Maybe. Yeah, I might be all right. I was just hoping enough magic would overwhelm your defenses, considering that it's,
Mm.
unexpected. But that reflect is really hurting me. Really just hoping that your coastal sentry goes down to my, guess not, to my gladiator. Yeah, I reckon you got this, bro.
Maybe. Hey,
Oh.
the
Yeah,
What's
double.
down there? Was my
I
bacteria just
can't
got
see
stunned?
how Gio's going to lose.
No, not from here. I think he just did too good a job of taking into account the fact that I might just, risk it and play magic.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
No bloodlust there.
oh,
Yeah, that's
I
well
handled
done.
this pretty good. Yeah. Nah, cool.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well, we wanted a quick match. This isn't how I wanted it to be quick.
Yeah,
Negotiations
great.
were
Yeah.
short.
Sweet. Okay. Look, I'll just skip. I'll skip.
Good game, Gio. Good game.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was a
All
good one.
right.
Matt and Bob, you got time for one more 7 minutes.
Oh yeah,
You
all
always
right.
say that, and then we always get crunched. So
No,
let's
I
just
don't reckon.
just wrap it up with final
You got
thoughts on
7
anything or
minutes.
any new. Yeah, you do that every week, Joe, and then we get crushed and we get squashed and we don't have time for a wrap up. So let's actually have a wrap up.
Oh, wrapped up so boring.
So we're getting Bob versus Gio, but it's a debate, not a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Just
look,
be waste of time. I mean,
I'm
Gio's
enthused about.
obviously got no chance of beating me in
Against,
a
yeah,
Splinterlands battle. So
nothing.
Yeah, I'm enthused about land surfing. I was talking tonight at the meetup, talking to Counterpunch, I guess. Everyone's got so many names, Andrew. And we're talking about land surfing because he hadn't really kept his finger on the pulse and wasn't really aware of how that worked. So one thing that I thought was really interesting is before land surfing came along as a concept, if we said maybe half of land would be immediately cultivated by their owners,
Yeah.
with the requisite dark energy crystals staked to get that performance, then obviously that's a lot, but it's not as much as land can tolerate. But the fact that they're including land surfing and assuming, and I can't see why they wouldn't, assuming that the land surfer needs to also stake dark energy crystals into it's not actually plot specific. It's based on the entire region that you're in, right? And so if you're squatting or surfing or owning, if you're working 3 plots, then the game will actually tell you to get maximum performance out of these 3 plots, you need to have staked 63,000 dark energy crystals based on the level of the cards that you're using, all of that. And so I think the land surfing has given dark energy crystals it's potentially even doubled the demand for dark energy crystals,
Yes.
right? Because all those plots that would have just gone sat, done, empty, doing nothing until heavy hitters who have a lot of land could actually then put cards on them. Like I say, I will literally be going into this harvesting 5%, using 5% of my land. 95% would just be, I don't have cards for it. What am I going to do? I'll just have to sit tight. So land surfing means that all of there's basically 2,000 plots there. That will now be a deck sink. Sure, I own the plots, but it'll be somebody else who owns the deck and is staking it. So again, that's more bullish sentiment for dark energy crystals. So I can see us getting a lot closer to peg. And Farpatrat came into Mav's chat or land expansion chat and said, hey, you can't use cards that are on one account on land that are on another account as yet. So if you've got them locked on an alt, now would be the time to unlock them. So I scrambled over to my alt 5-second rule and quickly unlocked everything there. So I got 30-day unlock. So I mean, if they roll out the next expansion of land before that finishes, then I'm kind of stuck because all my cards that I've been wanting to put on land are just sitting in my rental account locked, and the land itself is locked in my main.
Theo, you've got all of your cards from Geotrix are delegated, aren't they?
Unlocked too, which is probably stupid. But yeah, unlocked and delegated.
So, and you can't use delegated cards on plots.
You can undelegate, goes back to the original Geotrix account, which has the plots,
Right,
which I
yeah,
can.
it's only the unlocking that takes 30 days. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
sweet.
yeah.
I'm already set
Yeah.
up.
Cheers across it. It literally did not cross my mind until he put it in land expansion, and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay. I need to do this."
hmm Yeah.
Cards in one account with a 30-day lock, and plots in another account with a 30-day lock. I'm really clever. Yeah. So wish me luck.
You'll be
So
fine.
I just need that little dip in the SPS so I can spend that hive.
You might not
And
want
now
to
that I
wait
know you're
forever.
looking, now that I know you're looking to buy SPS, I'm more bullish on the price.
Yeah, exactly. My services in the market already. But maybe I should just use that hive to get some plots then, instead of
If they can
waiting
be
for
surfed,
a dip
if they
in
can be
SPS.
Just I love the idea of plots that can be surfed now because you just own them and other people
Yeah.
come and use them and pay you for it. I mean, what's not to love about that? If my
Are
bags
there enough
weren't already
people
full of
though
land, I'd be buying more.
are there enough people to utilize all that?
Good
there's
question.
always people who want to get involved with extra SPS rewards and whatever else.
Yeah, but are there
So-
actually enough players at the moment to utilize all of that
wow.
land? Yeah.
Well, that's yet to be
S-
disclosed.
And on return of the Yeti, we are out of time for this episode. None of that made any sense. I was hoping something witty would come out, but I failed. So thanks
You
for
crashed your
joining us.
segue.
I did, yes. Thanks for joining us on episode 82. We will see you next week on episode 83. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like just share your opinion on anything we've discussed. We'd love to hear it because every week the commenter who generates the most engagement will receive 10% of the post rewards. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. I'm Boba Fett. Peace out.